in the battle for third on the speedway. Into turn number 3, roll them off. Turn number 4, whites up, 1 to go for Superman Mike Stearns. Well, into turn number 3, sending a message so far in 2022. Roll them off for Mike Stearns, picks up heat number 1. Schmidt will come home second in 14 as Schmaling will go around in turn number 4. So third will go to the 6 of Ames, second to the 14 of Schmidt, and picking up the win, racing out of Aberdeen, South Dakota. How about a nice hand for Superman Mike Stearns? Heat number 2 in your Sioux Valley Co-op Cenex Wissota Modifieds, rolling to the speedway. Starting on the pole, racing right here to Watertown, and car number 48 is Brett Dutenhofer. And also out of Watertown to his outside in car number 20, that's Trevor Anderson. Row number 2 on your inside out of Clear Lake, South Dakota. Car number 15 is Tony Konold. And to Tony's outside out of Watertown, and car number 50 is Tim Waba. Inside, row number 3, been lightning quick so far in 2022. Racing out of Glendon, and car number 7T, that's Joe Thomas. And to Joe's outside out of Watertown, and car number 4J is Lee Gross. So Dutenhofer and Anderson on your front row. Konold and Waba, row number 2. And Thomas and Gross in row number 3. Heat number 2. In your Sioux Valley Co-op Cenex Wissota Modifieds. So we'll double them up. Once again, Dutenhofer and Anderson on your front row. Heat number 2 in your Sioux Valley Co-op Cenex Wissota Modifieds. Thank you to Sioux Valley Co-op Cenex for sponsoring your modifieds here at Casino Speedway. Brett Dutenhofer, Trevor Anderson, Tony Konold, Tim Waba, Joe Thomas, and Lee Gross. 6 cars going 8 laps of distance. Heat number 2. Wissota Modifieds. So Brett Dutenhofer on the pin in 48. Couple extra laps around the speedway. Pack that top side in. Once again, Dutenhofer and Anderson in all Watertown front row. Heat number 2. Wissota Modifieds. Brett Dutenhofer in 48 sets the pace into turn number 3. Roll them off. Turn number 4, greens out. We're underway in heat number 2. Into turn number 1, Dutenhofer and Anderson side by side off turn number 2, Konold and Waba as well. Then Gross and Thomas. But up front, your lap 1 leader is going to be the 20th, Trevor Anderson. So Anderson, Dutenhofer, Waba, Konold, Gross, and Thomas. Your top 2 run away. Then Waba, Konold, and Gross now down to the inside of Konold off turn number 4. Move Gross up to position number 4 on the speedway as he'll roll the inside of Waba. Can't get it done up front. It's Trevor Anderson in 20, followed by Dutenhofer in 48, Waba and Gross in 4, with Thomas and Konold in 15. So Trevor Anderson at 20, shot out of a cannon into turn number 3, roll it off 4 this time, 4 to go for the 20 machine. Dudenhofer in that second spot. Waba runs third. He'll go around. Caution out on the speedway for the 50 of Tim Waba. So caution out on the speedway for the 50 of Waba. So Anderson, Dudenhofer, Gross, Thomas, Konold, and Waba. That'll be the lineup on the speedway. Heat number 2. 4 laps still up on the board. Looks like Dudenhofer will pick that inside line in that Delaware double file restart. That'll shuffle Gross down to the inside in 4. Then Thomas, Konold, and Waba. So give him the 1 up this time by. And heat number 2, Wissota Modifieds. 4 laps still up on the board. Once again, remember July 17th, United States Modified Touring Series right here at Casino Speedway on Sunday, July 17th. But Trevor Anderson at the point in 20. Sets the pace down to turn number 3. As we mentioned, 4 laps still up on the board. Green's back on. We're back underway. So Gross will slide the 4-car in. Dudenhofer up the hill. They're still side by side for position number 2. Down to turn number 3. Gross pulls alongside. Can't get the job done. Dudenhofer will clear out in 48. Good battle for second on the speedway. Gross in the ditch in 4. Now he'll go around in turns 1 and 2. So Lee Gross around in turns 1 and 2, bringing the caution to the speedway. Well, as he rolls off turn number 4, picking up heat number 2 will be the 20 car of Trevor Anderson. Thomas will come home second, Dudenhofer third. Konold and Gross your top 5. Third will go to the 48 of Dudenhofer, second to the 7 of Thomas. And picking up the win right here to Watertown. How about a nice hand for the 20 car? That's Trevor Anderson. Well, once again, as we mentioned earlier here tonight, all you kids, make sure you get your name in the basket. 3 heat races left, and then we're going to draw for those bikes. And our junior fan for next Sunday night here at the Speedway. Heat 1 of 2 in your Cloud 9 Bar and Casino WISSOTA Late Model Division. Lineup will look like this, starting on the pole, racing out of Howard, South Dakota. Car number 51 is Justin Carlin. And Justin's outside out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Good to have him back in a late model. And 17J is John Wingy. Row number 2 on your inside, right here to Watertown. The KG veteran in car number X, that's Chuck Swenson. And to Chuck's outside out of Aberdeen. And car number 12 is Chad Becker. Inside, row number 3 out of Aberdeen in 18G, that's Chase Gelling. And to Chase's outside out of Watertown in 10X is Blake Swenson. Inside, row number 4 out of Aberdeen in car number 3, that's Dave Thomas. And to Dave's outside out of Aberdeen in car number 2S is Josh Gorcheski. And running shotgun in Heat 1 of 2 here tonight out of Watertown in car number 87, that's Kurt Kranz. So Carlin and Wingy on your front row. Swenson and Becker, row number 2. Gelling and Swenson, row 3. Thomas and Skorcheski, row number 4. And Kranz in 87 running shotgun. 8 laps up the board. Heat 1 of 2 in your Cloud 9 Bar and Casino WISSOTA Late Model Division. So we'll give him the one up this time by. Looks like Carlin opting for the back. That'll put Wingy and Swenson on your front row. Becker and Gelling, row number 2. They roll off to number 4, greens out. Heat number 1, late models. So Swenson will run to the lead. That's Chuck. And then the 18 of Gelling, the 17 of Wingy, and the 12 of Chad Becker. Here comes 87 of Kranz from the rear. Move him into position number 5 on the speedway. Kurt Kranz shot out of a cannon in 87. He'll work the top side off to number 2. Move Kranz now to 4th. Up front, Chuck Swenson in the X car. Right here to Watertown, your race leader Becker to the inside and Gelling a battle for 2nd on the speedway. Through turns 1 and 2. Chad Becker now 2nd in 12. Gelling will run back after him in 18. Kranz and Skorcheski, your top 5. Looks like Wingy off the pace in 17. Caution is out on this speedway. So it looks like the 17 of Wingy will go to the rear. So Chuck Swenson, the KG veteran, right here to Watertown, your race leader. Chase Gelling in that 2nd spot in 18, then Becker 3rd in 12. Kranz runs 4th and Skorcheski 5th. Blake Swenson 6th, then the 03 car of Thomas, the 51 of Carlin, and the 17 of Wingy. That's the lineup on this speedway. 6 laps still up on the board. Can Chuck Swenson pick up a heat race win here tonight at Casino Speedway in the next machine? Gelling, Becker, Kranz, and Skorcheski, all 5 of those guys are tough runners. Then you got Swenson in 10 right there on the backside. Green's out, we're back underway. So Swenson will once again run out. Gelling and Becker side by side for position number 2 on the speedway. Gelling slides way up the speedway. 2 for 1 wholesale. Skorcheski goes from 5th to 2nd in 1 turn. Josh Skorcheski out of Aberdeen, South Dakota, now 2nd. Becker runs 3rd. Gelling and Kranz side by side for position number 4 on the speedway. As now Gelling will get into Becker. Well, I don't like to call it as I see it, but it looked like Becker and Gelling both were having a heck of a battle. It looked like Chase not happy with Chad Becker as they went down to turn number 3. And got into the side of the 12 car. Becker rolls away. Looks like he'll probably be able to continue in the 12 car. 87 of Kranz down there as well as Gelling, and it looks like the 51 of Carlin maybe. So Chuck Swenson still your leader in Heat 1 of 2 for your late model division. Skorcheski in that second spot in car number 2, then Becker third. Kranz and Blake Swenson now your top 5. Wingy and Johnson, or actually Thomas, rounding out your field. Looks like Gelling will go pit side. Also the 51 of Carlin will go pit side, I believe. I don't believe that sheet metal is going to stay on that vehicle. But we'll have to wait and see. So it looks like Carlin will go on the hook, ending his heat here tonight. So we'll get Carlin on the hook. Hopefully he can come back out for feature event racing here later on tonight. Once again, we'll do this next Sunday night here at the Speedway, 6:30 start time. So once again, your lineup: Swenson, Skorcheski, Becker, Kranz, and Blake Swenson, your top 5. Wingy and Dave Thomas in the 03. Heat number 2 at your Cloud9 Bar Casino WISSOTA late model division, waiting in the wings. Tough break for Justin Carlin, starting at the rear. Just had no place to go in 51. Hopefully get that all straightened out, come back feature event racing a little bit later on here tonight. Still 5 laps of the board, Heat 1 of 2. in your Cloud9 Bar and Casino WISSOTA Late Model Division. Once again, make sure you kids get your name in the bucket out back for the drawing for the bicycle right by the entrance to the concession stand. While you're down there, pick up an ice cold Pepsi or your favorite adult beverage. So Chuck Swenson, the KG veteran right here to Watertown, continues to pace your field. 5 laps still up on the board. In heat number 1, Skorcheski and Becker right there on the backside. So yellow light is down on the speedway, which means we'll get on that skinny up and down pedal here next time by Chuck Swenson. No stranger to the Casino Speedway. Sets the pace into turn number 3. Roll him off. Turn number 4, Chuck Swenson, your race leader. Swenson will roll it in. Becker second. Skorcheski third. He'll try to cross him over off turn number 2. And here comes Blake Swenson on the outside in 10. Now Blake Swenson will poke to the inside of Skorcheski off to number 2 down the back straightaway. Up front so far, all Chuck Swenson in the X Factor. Becker in second and 12. Skorcheski runs third. Blake Swenson and Kurt Kranz your top 5. Wingy and Thomas rounding out your field. But off to number 4, Chuck Swenson, 2 to go. Now Skorcheski right there to the backside of Becker off into turn number 3. Off 4, White's up 1 to go for Chuck Swenson. Good battles around the raceway. Becker and Skorcheski now right there to the backside of Swenson. Into turn number 3, picking up heat number 1 in your Cloud9 Bar Casino WISSOTA Late Model Division, Chuck Swenson in X. So third will go to the 2 of Skorcheski, second to the 12 of Becker, and picking up the win right here to Watertown. How about a nice hand for Chuck Swenson? Great racing action. Heat 1 of 2 in your Cloud9 Bar Casino WISSOTA Late Model Division. Heat number 2 will roll to the speedway starting on the pole. Racing out of Huron, South Dakota, cut number 10. He's your defending national champion. That's Cole Searing. And it goes outside out of Watertown. Cut number 20 is Trevor Walsh.